was funny? My first dog that I ever had was a Cocker Spaniel, and his name was Cinnamon. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, good day, beautiful. Hey, puppy. So, good day, beautiful people. We just met each other at the park. What's your name? Aries. Like the monk. Oh, like the sign.
Right.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Brandon. This is my wife, Sheena.
Hi.
And, I saw Cinnamon here. We brought Sadie to the park. You guys were introduced to Sadie already. We're doing a rehabilitation program with Sadie. But I saw you were having issues here with overexcitement, right? So reactivity, yes. Which, it doesn't seem like she's dog aggressive. She's just super excited to meet her, right? To see another dog, so she doesn't have proper manners when it comes to meeting other dogs. Got you. So, if you don't mind, I'll take the leash and show you how to effectively deal with this, right?
Okay.
So, a lot of the time when we have issues like this, what we tend to do is try to pull her away, right? Now, dogs have what you call opposition reflex. And basically what that means is they're going to try to naturally do the total opposite of what you want them to do, simply because biology is telling them when you're pulling them and they're pulling this way, you're pulling them off of their center of gravity. So biology tells them, in order to keep my center of gravity, I have to oppose you, right? So they're not necessarily doing it to be disobedient. They're doing it because that's what biology is telling them to do, right? So the easiest way to break them of that excessive or compulsive behavior, right? So, perfect example. Hey. And as I'm doing this, right, I'll call this the aggressive tap on the shoulder. So as I'm doing this, you notice I'm backing away from what she wants to go to, right? Because what I'm telling her is, the more compulsive you get, the further away you go from what you want to get to, right? So I'm telling her the reward is going away. The only time we go towards the award or reward is when she's calm. That's the only time she gets rewarded, right? So again, now she's that's fine. She's not aggressive, she's just excited. Yeah. Hey. Now what I'm doing here, right? Now I don't want you to be alarmed or be concerned about the tapping on the leash, right? Because this is actually safer than pulling. Because that constant pulling causes more harm on their neck than the tapping, right? But what the tapping does, it just consistently breaks that tunnel vision, right? As opposed to pulling, that actually encourages them to get more intense. So as I'm tapping on the leash, right? What that's saying is, I call it the aggressive tap on the shoulder. So just imagine, and I'm sure you've experienced this before, where you're super concentrated on something and somebody may have been calling you, right? And you don't hear them calling you. You're not ignoring them on purpose. It's because you're super concentrated on it. You're in the zone, right? She's in the zone right now. Now, typically in a situation like that, when a person can get close enough to you and tap you on the shoulder and say, I've been calling you, what's going on? And you're like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I was just focused on what I was doing. It's the same concept.
It breaks
that concentration, right? So that tapping on the leash like that is the aggressive tap on the shoulder. And it just kind of breaks. It's like, oh. Now then, the most important thing after you get that break of concentration, when she looks at you and says, oh, what do you want? Thank you. Praise her for that, right? Because this is a correction. What most people do, they overcorrect and they underpraise specifically after they give a correction. And then what typically happens with dogs, they get desensitized to the correction, because in their mind is like, all you do is say I'm doing bad things. No, but you never praise me when I do good things, right? So you have to praise as much as you correct. And that praise must immediately follow the correction. Because what you're teaching the dog is like, oh, you correct me when I'm being rude, right? I'm doing things that are not favorable for you, right? Because let's be honest, her pulling you like that, she can pull you off your balance, you can fall, you can hurt yourself. That's very serious. And she's not doing it because she doesn't love you. She's just doing it because she doesn't know anything else. Nobody has ever told her and helped her to a standard of, hey, this is not how you act. This is unacceptable, right? So, again, the aggressive tap on the shoulder, right? And when I'm looking, good girl, right? So, good girl, there you go. She turned around, she gave me her attention, I praise that, right? And typically, I don't allow dogs to jump on me. But the reason why I'm allowing her to do it is because she gave me what I wanted. She gave me her attention. Sometimes I have to accept the least of the evils because I got the behavior that I wanted. She broke her concentration here. She gave it to me. So even though she jumped on me, I didn't want to tell her, hey, you're doing bad, because she was excited to come to me.
Take it one step
I take it a step at a time. You see what I mean? So that's how that works. So anytime you get into that situation where she gets super focused like that, you just make sure aggressive is consistent, taps on the shoulder. Now, the other part of that is doing the least to get the most. And what that means is you don't immediately go to, stop it, right? You just lightly, right? What you're gauging is how much force do you have to use to get her to break that concentration. So I'll start real light, and then I'll go heavy. There you go. You see when she turned the head just now? Right? So that was like a level 4 out of a level 10, right? Now, that's going to vary depending on how intense she is, right? So with the correction, it's very important that you match or go slightly above their intensity, because that's a fair correction. An unfair correction is just one more time just so you can see it, right? So she's focused on my son, and I'm just going to lightly, she's not responding, boom, she's responding. I praise her, and then we're going about our day. Now, here's the thing you got to remember. It's not going to be fixed on the first time, the second time, the third time. It's going to take a culmination of you being consistent and diligent. Right? That's the thing she has to learn, that you now are empowered. Because dogs have a very good sense of time. She knows exactly how long it's going to take for you to say, you know what, forget it, I'm done. She knows it. Remember, she's a predator, right? Hey, nope. Right? Now, we don't want that, because that can hurt you. That can hurt your knee, that can hurt your hip, right? Now, and I'm giving you a lot. Hopefully, it kind of, are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Do you watch YouTube? I'm going to give you my YouTube channel so you can actually go back and look at this so you can use it in the future, right? So, the best way to fix that, did you see that coming? Stop sign.
Yeah.
Put that knee up.
Yeah, we do that a lot.
Yes. And honestly, you may have to do it one good hard time for her to understand it, because she's a high energy dog, right? She's a Sheltie, right? Awesome. Well, this is Sheltie, awesome. The same dog, right? Closely related. But they're high energy dogs.
Yeah.
Very high energy dogs. So it takes a lot to kind of reel them in, and you have to be patient. Don't get frustrated, because as soon as you get frustrated, then everything goes out the window. So as hard as it is sometimes, just kind of stay calm. And sometimes you may have to just walk away.
Well, I had a trainer when I first got her.
Okay.
He put one of those collars on, and I took the collar.
Which one? Was it the pinch collar or the choke chain? The one with the teeth, yeah. Pinch collars. So here's the thing about pinch collars. It's a tool. It can be useful. The problem is most people overuse tools and they become dependent on it, and then when the tool doesn't work, right, either they go to the next level, which is abuse, or they just totally throw it away, because unfortunately they haven't been taught how to properly use it, right? Now, if you notice, the pinch collar actually simulates what I just taught you, the aggressive tap on the shoulder. It can be very intrusive. It can be very intrusive because obviously it has those teeth. But see, what people don't understand about the pinch collar is it's actually meant to simulate a mother's teeth on the dog's neck, because that's how dogs correct each other, right? So that's what the tool was made for. Unfortunately, we're humans, we're not dogs, so we don't think like dogs when we use it. We think like humans when we use it. And because of that, that tool gets misused. Now, I rarely ever use a pinch collar, is because, to be honest with you, it's not a necessity. Can it be useful depending on the dog? Yes. But typically the kind of dogs that need a pinch collar are very aggressive, very what we call handler heavy dogs to where they are physically hard to handle. Like big dogs that are physically, like they have a high pain tolerance. Well, I mean, yeah, that would be one of the breeds that can have those kind of characteristics. You know, when you go into the pit bulls and things like that have a higher pain tolerance, that's where the pinch collar kind of comes into play. But she doesn't really need a pinch collar. As you notice, it's just a flat collar in the lead that you already have. And look at her now. You see what I mean? So what I would suggest is get her a 30 to 40 foot lead, right? And when you come to the dog park, don't let her just roam, right? She's going to have that sense of freedom because the lead is 30 to 40 feet long. But what that's going to allow you to do is always have access to her. That way, you don't have to run after her and try to gather her, right? Because the lead is already on her. So when you see she starting to get fixated, you already have the lead in your hand. And you just start that process that we talked about.
You said that leather.
Well, I don't know if they make leather ones that length. They have like what they call horse leads at places. Like, if you're familiar with Tractor Supply, yeah, if you go to Tractor Supply and ask them for a horse lead and ask them for the longest lead you can get, it's like nylon, but it's super long. And again, what that's going to allow you to do is give her the freedom at the dog park, but still keep you in control. Yes, ma'am. And then you can use those same concepts. Yes, ma'am. So yeah. Yep. So Ms. Aries, any questions?
No, not really. I'll get your YouTube.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So there goes your lead back. Let me step over. And Miss Cinnamon, I appreciate you. Yes, ma'am. And hey, folks, look, it's very simple. You stay in control, and your dogs can be in control. Peace and prosperity. Yes, ma'am.